So this is a video about PRATT MWP and everything that you need to know. I've been getting a lot of FAQ in my messages on Instagram, a lot of seniors in high school. I even had one girl send me like a whole list of questions that she's been asking other people, and I was like, I need to make a video about this. Because I know whenever I was a senior in high school, I remember deciding I'm gonna go to PRATT MWP, and then I'm doing my research and I couldn't find anything. I found maybe one or two videos and they still weren't really that helpful. So here is an FAQ video for you. If you are a student looking to come to PRATT MWP or you're just considering your options, I highly suggest getting out a notepad and taking notes because we have a lot to talk about. I chose to go to PRATT MWP because not only was it a smart decision because I'm far away from home, it was a smarter decision for me financially. They offered me more money. If you're worried about moving to New York City a little too fast in life, this is a great option for you because it's just a nicer way to ease into adulthood, other than if you're in a situation like me where I'm from across the country. Moving to New York City is, just a big deal. I'm from Louisiana, so obviously I can't just make trips to New York anytime I want. You have the option to visit New York City on the weekends if you can get the transportation, which there is an Amtrak station walking distance from campus, about $100 round trip. So you can ease your way into the city and ease your way into adulthood a little bit easier. On that note, let's talk about the benefits of going to PRATT MWP. It's significantly cheaper tuition. You're taking the exact same classes. So if you were to go to Brooklyn, you're gonna pay 2 times more the cost for the exact same class that you're taking. Here, the only difference is you're not in New York City. Your living expenses are also cut down on because you don't have the city life to distract you. There's a mall nearby, but you really do have to go out of your way to go shopping. Unlike in the city, you just walk down the block and see something you like. I live in Brooklyn right now, and I find it hard to not spend at least $1 a day. Literally just buying a soda at the store down the road. It's kind of hard not to spend money here, but in Utica, I would go weeks without spending money because you're working on your art and you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Another benefit to going to PRATT MWP is that they revise your financial aid before you go to Pratt Brooklyn for junior senior year. So if you've done very good your 2 years at PRATT MWP, they might boost your scholarship, which is hitting jackpot for someone like me, where I come from a very middle class family where I need the money to afford this school. There's a small town nearby called New Hartford that has a shopping mall and a Hobby Lobby and all that. So if you want to go shopping, the option's there, but you really do have to go out of your way to get to it. It's a really small campus, so that means that there's smaller class sizes. I've been in classes where there's literally 5 or 6 people. The teacher to student ratio is really great, so you get a lot of one-on-one time with your professors, which means you get better feedback, better advice, and you end up growing more with your skills. You're not just a number. They really do care about you at this school. I have friends that go to almost every art school here in New York. The professors they care, but there's 30 of you in a classroom. Well, you won't have that problem at PRATT MWP because they really do care about individual growth. Can I describe the campus? It's about the span of a football field. I know that you might be thinking, oh, that's too small for me. It's actually really nice considering that you can fall out of bed 10 minutes before class, and as long as your bag is packed, you'll get there on time and you're ready to start your day. I really like that I can literally cross the street and I'm at class. Also, when it's snowing, you're gonna be thankful that you live not that far, because you're gonna want to go to class in your PJs. Sometimes it's so cold and you can just roll out of bed and go. The campus has a really beautiful Victorian architecture because that's something that is very common in Utica. They've taken houses and converted them into office spaces and studio and gallery spaces, which I think is really unique because we're used to going to campuses and there's the typical college style. We only have one building that's more industrial, and that's because it's our studio spaces, which is very up to date and a nice working area. But I really do think that the Victorian architecture adds so much character to our campus because it's just not common. PRATT MWP really cares about keeping the culture of the city together, and that includes the Victorian architecture of the houses in the neighborhood that Pratt MWP is located in. It's located in a residential area of Utica. It snows so much. It would be like really rare for me to see even a snowflake in Louisiana, and I moved to Utica and it's like up to your shins. I don't think there were any situations where I was like unbearably cold. You just layer up and deal with it. Right across the street from our school is Munson Williams Proctor Art Institute, which is obviously what MWP stands for at the end of Pratt. There's 3 dorms on campus. One is actually a historic building. I can only really give you information about that dorm because that's where I lived last year. It's called Cottage. What do I think about the faculty? I think that I've met some of the most influential artists of my life in the past year. I'm very thankful for a number of professors. You're getting quality teaching because you're getting taught by people who practice what they preach. Making friends and drama. Let's get real. It's a very small campus. But here's the thing, if you're just a decent human being, you will make friends, and regardless of who you are or where you are, people will always talk about you. So that's not really an issue that I think is important about the campus. I have a lot of friends at different art schools like Parsons, SVA, Pratt, and they've all told me the same thing, like because you're in a creative environment and you're around a lot of creative people, there's a lot of creative drama. It's impossible to please everyone, so like just be yourself, make your friends, and don't worry about the gossip because it doesn't matter what school you go to, it'll be there. I mean, sometimes I can be a very difficult person to get along with, and I still found like some of my best friends at this school. You're in the middle of nowhere, so you have to get creative with staying entertained when you're not doing homework, because you can only watch Netflix and play video games like for so long. You want to make friends because that's how you're gonna survive. It's fun being bored together and then coming up with something. So like for example, my friends and I every Wednesday will walk to the thrift store down the road, and that's like that's just what we do. It's just for fun. Like these are the people you're gonna be spending like a lot of time with. Because when you're not making art, like you want to hang out with your friends, and then you also like live with people your age, so you make friends with them. Or like this campus puts the camp in campus. Like I really felt like I was at a sleepover that never ended, and then we would just go and make art sometimes. Because like, and I'm not saying that it's not a serious campus, I'm just saying that I have so much, I really have fun at this school. I love it. Another question that I got is the campus safe, and is Utica safe? The campus is very safe. We have 24/7 security. If being safe is really an issue to you, I just want you to think about the fact that you're going to New York City. I just want you to think about the fact that like it doesn't matter where you go, there's always gonna be that problem. So let's say if you went to Brooklyn campus, it would be the same thing. You're in New York City. Like, yeah, it's not the safest place, but that's because that's just life. Late night snack, 10 o'clock at night on Wednesdays and Fridays, they'll put out like junk food, or like sometimes it's like a whole new meal. I'm totally guilty of taking like more Rice Krispies than I should have, because it's like another way to like get people to come out and socialize. We have events that go on, and that's one thing I want to talk about too, is that there are a lot of events on campus, because we know that it's a very small community, and just like we really do rely on events to socialize. What are my expenses like? I still buy groceries just because I like to be able to have snacks anytime I want them. I don't want to have to like wait until dinner to eat something. So I spend just a few bucks at the grocery store, but there's also like a bodega around the corner that you can go buy like a snack from. Should you do work study? If you get awarded work study, or if you ask for it and they give it to you or whatever, do it, because you are going to be in the studio anyway for a few hours every week anyways, so you may as well get paid to be there as well. You really don't have time to get a part-time job. I know a few people who have done it, but it's just complicated, because if you don't have a car, you have to take the bus to wherever the heck you're going. There's only so many places you can apply to. It's just not worth it in my opinion. And then you really need to be on campus because you need to work on your art and stuff. As far as keeping up goes, that's entirely up to you and how much self-control you have. I was never in a situation this past year where I felt like I really could not handle the workload. And I wouldn't say it's a ridiculous amount. I mean, your professors are very aware of the fact that you have other classes to worry about, especially if like you're like, let's say you're a photography major taking drawing, they know that like this isn't your thing, so they take note of that. Your professors really do get to know you, so you know, they're human beings, they understand. If you thought this was helpful, please like this and let me know. If you also go to Pratt MWP and you want to leave something in the comments for people looking for alumni to look at, or if you want to just add your own perspective, go ahead. Thank you for watching.